The tower, which was not supposed to be there, plunges into the earth in a place just before the black pine forest begins to give way to swamp and then the reeds and wind-gnarled trees of the marsh flats. Beyond the marsh flats and the natural canals lie the ocean and, a little farther down the coast, a derelict lighthouse. All of this part of the country had been abandoned for decades, for reasons that are not easy to relate. Our expedition was the first to enter Area X for more than 2 years, and much of our predecessors' equipment had rusted, their tents and sheds little more than husks. Looking out over that untroubled landscape, I do not believe any of us could yet see the threat. Welcome, everybody, to the Fear of Fungus debrief video. I am very excited to get started. That was the first paragraph of Josh Vandermeer's Annihilation, a book that I started.
Stop looking at my lemonade.
Here I come! Cannonball!
Oh, please, got pop sweat.
Don't make me get out of this seat.
Come on in!
Yeah.
He won't get in the water. He don't want to get his hair wet. Pretty boy.
Hold that thought. I'm gonna call you back.
Oh, Lord.
There we go. All right, mic is ready to go. Welcome, everybody. Super excited to get started here. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of a different intro. I see in the chat Grace does already, so that's good. So welcome, everybody. Glad that you're here. And I'm excited to just get started in all this and talk about, we could talk about what I did in that previous video that you hopefully have seen by now. If not, non-subtle plug to go check it out. Fear of Forest just released on Monday, and was a project that I worked on extensively over the last probably month and a half with Loretta, who is a community member here that is fantastic. They are featured in the video and just amazing. So I might as well start off with a little bit of backstory while you guys get your questions prepared. So some backstory as to why we even chose this topic to begin with. The Caesar Flickerman video, you may have seen that. I'd recommend that one as well. In that video, I talk about how I hosted a game show over the summer in my FCP Discord community. Chimpo was my co-host, who was featured in last week's, 2 weeks ago live stream. Holy cow, time goes by quick. And the winner of said game show got to choose the topic of my next video, and if they are comfortable, could be featured in said video. Loretta was the winner. Spoiler alert, I guess, but at this point you probably already know. And after they won, they came to me and they're like, hey, it'd be cool if we did a Prince of Egypt video. I was like, oh, that sounds like fun. I already talked a little bit about in my peak video about Mizrahi style and singing and Middle Eastern music motifs, stuff like that. So I was like, oh, Prince of Egypt sounds like perfect for the direction of where the channel was going. Already kind of knew some stuff about the musical style in it. And then we thought about it some more and we're like, might be some copyright stuff. We're not quite sure. It was still in the, production phase. And that is when a new idea got brought up about fungus. So Loretta has quite a passion for fungus, and I'm not sure if they're here in the chat. I haven't seen them say anything too much, but they brought to me this idea of talking about nature and fungus and how it connects everything that we know of. And it was really quite impressive how much they knew about fungus, but more than that, how much they just were able to describe to me the importance of fungus that I never really knew was there in the first place. I was completely unaware of it. So glad to see you are in the chat, Loretta. Yeah, so shout out to them for helping me out. And it was just fascinating hearing them talk about this. And so it immediately made me think of this book, Annihilation. I read this earlier this year. It was over spring break. I was on an international flight and I had time to kill. And I heard about this book. The reason I even got to this book was because I read House of Leaves, which I got as a Christmas present last year. And House of Leaves is in a similar category of like almost weird fiction where it isn't. I mean, one, you can't really trust the protagonist of the story or the narrator, but two, they talk about some very interesting concepts um, around horror, kinda. If you've read House of Leaves, you know what I'm talking about. Same with Annihilation. It's very, very exotic, if that's the best way I could put it. And it's just fascinating take on horror and nature. And what I love so much reading this on a flight where I was literally kept in this pressurized cabin for over 12 hours was how beautiful nature was described, and how even though my legs are being cramped, I'm sitting next to a million people in this man-made machine flying through the air, I still felt like I was walking through the forest and feeling the reeds and feeling the rain. Feel the rain on your skin, you know. Hopefully I don't get demonetized for that. But I felt like I was in nature reading this book. It describes nature in a way that is just unbelievable. And you have to read it for yourself. I don't want to spoil too much. The video does not spoil too much of the book, but it is fascinating. And some of the concepts that it talks about, really, really cool. So would highly recommend. So we already have a question in here, and this relates to everything. And then I'll get to more so how we start working the direction of this video. Theory asks, where did you find Annihilation? I guess I kind of already explained a little bit, but yeah, so House of Leaves. Sorry, I got on a little tangent. I haven't read chat that much. But yeah, House of Leaves kind of led me into Annihilation, and Loretta and I really started to ping off of one another. So I was able to reread some of it to get ready for the essay. And that just opened up my world again. I'm actually reading the second book of it right now, which is what is the name of it? Control? Or maybe that's the character in it. I can't remember right now. But I'm reading the second entry in the entire Southern Reach series, which is a series of 4 books, I want to say. So, yeah, that's basically what led into this project, where I started thinking about Annihilation. I'm like, I don't want to just talk about Annihilation because the video itself could get rather boring if we're just talking about text. And although it's a popular book, and although I love talking about writing, I wanted to make it more entertaining in a sense of like getting a larger umbrella of people that, and making it the thesis be Fungus connects you and me in a way that neither of us quite understand. So I started thinking of other aspects of media. That's where The Last of Us came from. I thought, thinking of the cordyceps virus, I'm like, that's fascinating. And I love The Last of Us. It's probably my first introduction to fungus and what it can do to the body. So that was another thing. I'm like, okay, Last of Us, Annihilation. We needed that middle section though. And that middle section came from Loretta with the game Noida, which I knew a little bit about. I had a friend who was interested in it a long time ago, but I heard bits and pieces. I heard it was really, really hard. And I was like, I don't have time to play that game. Like, you know, like starting school and like working on this essay. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be able to get into this game that feels Dark Souls like, and how punishing it is. So Loretta already is quite the expert on Noida. So I'm very glad that we had him along for this essay. So let's get caught up in chat here. Your singing's too good, instantly demonetized. No, literally. Yeah. So, yep. Chimpo, is Chimpo here? I don't know. Good evening, Chimpo. Ah, there he is. Yep, there he is. Mushroom, attaboy. Welcome. Good evening, Chimpo. Yeah, so there you go, Loretta. So Annihilation is the first book, Authority second book, Acceptance for third, and Absolution is the fourth. So yeah, they all start with A, which hopefully as I keep reading, I found out more of why they do that. So Theory says the intro was very cool and mysterious, reminding me of the Hawaii Part 2 intro. I'm glad you picked up on that vibe. That it definitely had a little bit of inspiration from it. All of my horror trope videos are like that. Good examples are the Hawaii Part 2 video, Fear of Fungus. Fear of Forests is another one I did, 2 years ago now, which is one of my favorites, actually. I really enjoyed doing that project. I love doing these horror type videos. The Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared video, the intro to that is a little bit more jarring because I actually like film stuff in real life, and if you watch it, I have my little sister in the closet in the beginning of that video reaching out from like the side of the closet with like these like creepy like fingers. It was, oh man, it was so much fun to make that video. So recommend that too. But yeah, Hawaii Part 2 definitely, it was my first approach to editing in a sort of horror style, and it's something that every Halloween I'm like, I gotta do something like that. And it's like addicting. It's not necessarily all that I want to do, because it is, oh man, it's a lot. I'm not gonna lie, like there were times editing this Fear of Fungus video where I was feeling dread like with the subject material, but like the reading out the quotes, I like purposefully read them in a way where it was scratchy in my voice. And my girlfriend can attest to this, where I was actually quiet for once, for a good amount of time, because my voice was just like shredded for like 2 days. It was bad. So I'm sure she appreciated that quiet for a little. But yeah, oh, look at this chat. Glad to see everyone here. Absolution was written 10 years after Acceptance as a sort of retrospective. Interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't even know. How old is this series? I feel like it's not that old. If I remember, didn't this book come out in like 2010, 2012? I wonder if I can find it in here. But, here we go. Publishing, 2014. And then the 10th anniversary edition came out in 2024. Chimpo says, what do you think about the Terminids from Helldivers being a fungal-based life form? I saw you bring this up in the Discord. I think I do agree. And like the way that their nests are like oriented in that game, like when you go in like in the game to destroy these nests with like grenades and freedom and democracy, if you will. When you go in, you can see like when you destroy them, they release these like spores into the air, and the game doesn't really explore very much on like what those do to you. As far as I know anyway. I know it's gotten a lot of updates. Like they added the caves, which are like even like nests of the Terminids underground. If nobody has any idea what we're talking about, Helldivers 2, one of the enemies that you face in that game. But I have a video about Helldivers 2. I feel like I've created an echo chamber of just things that I talk about, just with a slightly different perspective on each one. But yeah. Let's see here. Grace says, for both Loretta and FCP, what was your favorite part of the process in making the video? Okay, I would say my favorite part of it was the horror aspect, and getting back a little bit into like my horror. I'm not going to say roots because that's not how I started on this channel, but the Hawaii Part 2 video was like where I gave the video my all. I literally spent hours and hours editing and like trying to get sound effects right and all that. What made this really special was how I could really get into the sound design of the video and really like try and capture a feeling of scariness that wasn't, it's not meant to be over the top in your face horror as much as subtle nuances and sound effects, which I think they come off as more obvious than anything, which like I think is something it's very difficult to do subtly, but I think I did a pretty decent job with like trying to create this atmosphere of a video that feels like it's growing and that it isn't quite human. The text effects at the beginning of that video are a great example of that, where they had sound effects where the text just bleeds down. And when I read the quotes from the book, there's like glitches where they're popping up all over screen. Like I wanted to make it feel like there was something wrong with the video. Same with Hawaii Part 2, where it feels like if yeah, Loretta answered this too. Loretta says, I just enjoyed getting to make a video in the first place. I've been thinking about making video essays for ages. This was a cool opportunity to dip my toes in the water. FCP was great. Thank you. Great to work with on this and made it a very comfortable experience. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, you were great to work with too, Loretta. Like, we made a really, really good team. Your writing style is fantastic. And I look forward to seeing what content you make in the future. by the way, on the Fear of Fungus video, you can find all of Loretta's socials and stuff in the description. Would highly recommend. They're working on a book right now. I want to shout that out. They have a website. They're an active member in the Discord. They have a writing Instagram page that is wonderful. And as you can tell, if you've seen that video, they're a great writer, and they were great to work with, offering me a perspective on a subject I didn't even know I had. Or I guess a different perspective on a subject I didn't know existed would probably be a better way to put it. So yeah, very thankful for that. Let me just jump around here in chat to answer your guys' questions. Okay, got that. Bork the Dork says, can you do a video essay on Tyler the Creator? I thought about it. I did, not saying that they're entirely like the same, but I definitely think they have a similar vibe. I did a video on Childish Gambino also over 2 years ago now. And I really enjoyed making that. That was probably the last time I really went into the world of like hip hop, and Tyler the Creator is like this. I don't even know what genre of music to put Tyler the Creator into, because I love it. It's very it's a good parody take on certain subjects, and honestly, I feel like I could make a whole video on just Tyler the Creator album covers. Like, there could be a lot to talk about there. So will I make a video for sure on it? I have no idea. Is it on my list? Yes, it is on my list. So yeah, it's definitely something that is plausible to do in the future. Just copyright stuff, it's like, how much do I want to deal with it? And with those big artists, it's a little touchy, but you never know. So we'll see. Who knows? I might come up with some idea someday. Let's see here. Henceforth Bogged Down says, if you didn't pick Noida, what would be the next game chosen to Fungus related game? I'm going to exclude The Last of Us because that was already talked about. Another Fungus based game. I need to think for a sec. Probably The Flood from Halo. That was something that I did think about, and I've been meaning to do a Halo essay for a while. And the Flood is a really interesting entity in that game. For those of you unaware, the Flood in the Halo universe it really lives up to its name. It's an alien species that consumes everything and all biological matter, basically, and turns it into one massive entity, just like a fungus operates. And the way it does it is very zombie-esque, you know? But in the game, I mean, you probably heard of Halo. You're wearing this suit of armor that is protecting you from everything, and yet this threat of not even bullets, but creatures just like digging into you to take control of you is such a fascinating idea and terrifying and so cosmic horror. I love it. And I just love Halo. Those were some of the first video games I played. So The Flood was definitely one that I considered talking about. It'll probably be brought up when I make a video eventually about Halo, because that will happen. Because the music, oh my god. Butterstick says they agree with Terminids being fungal based, but my theory is a little too much to explain in the chat of a live stream. That's fair. Jimpo says, not to mention the spore spewer objective and the fact that there's a giant interstellar spore cloud, the gloom. No, yeah, literally, like, excuse me. Yeah, there's literally like objectives in Helldivers that kind of lead into it. I'm surprised the devs haven't done more with it, because they already did kind of the zombie idea with whatever they're called. There's another species, the third one that got introduced. I can't remember, but yes, I am in my horror era for sure. But yeah, so okay, caught up with chat now. That's good. But yeah, so like some really interesting things that we talked about in that video, and I really, really enjoyed. It's really given me a kick to just get back into Annihilation again, because it's such an interesting series. The second book is much different than the first. It's not really like firsthand account in the same way where it's like experiencing what Area X is. It's more so experiencing all the politics outside of Area X. And like, it's interesting, but it's a dry read for sure. So, okay. I believe I am caught up with chat. Oh, nope. Okay. Now we got some more coming in. All right. Theory says, speaking of fungus, kind of off topic, are there any books that you've read or heard of that talks about a dystopian world like a grown-up Lorax? Like a okay, like a grown-up Lorax. I'm assuming you're talking about like corporate corruption and that kind of idea, almost cyberpunk type vibe. Um, that's what I'm going off of with anyway. I did in fact read a book earlier this year that is based off of that, a trope, which just is getting turned into a movie. It's called The Running Man by Stephen King, and it is about how game shows have basically taken over like all entertainment because corporate greed has just made it so the only way that people can get themselves out of poverty is basically competing on these game shows where they're doing terrible things and likely dying. So for instance, basically the protagonist, his wife and him are living in poverty. And in order to get out of said poverty, he enters himself into the Running Man game show, which is you have to survive for a month while a SWAT team hunts you. And if you survive the month, you get $1 billion and you are taken out of poverty. So honestly, like pretty similar to that vibe of like corporate greed forcing people to do things that are just unexplainably terrible. Yeah, I would highly recommend. That book is lightning quick. It goes by very, very fast. So, you just dropped 6 viewers. The concurrent viewers, they jumps all over the place. I don't really like actually trust it. So yeah, I would say that definitely, I would recommend The Running Man for sure to give that kind of dystopian vibe for it. Trying to think of anything else. I mean, it's the classic dystopian, but like, yeah, I mean, the Hunger Games, Divergent. What's the other one? There's like 3 of. Oh, Maze Runner. Like all those. Maze Runner, not so much. I would say Hunger Games is a little bit of that. Like, it's called The Capital, which I think is really like there's a reason it's just called The Capital in those books, and like how much money the capital has. Government overreach. Divergent, Divergent I think touches on some of the themes, but not in the same way. But yeah, I might as well get Minecraft pulled up here. I feel like I need to just like chill here. So yeah, that's basically how we got to the fear of fungus idea. That explains a little bit of the backstory, but keep pinging your questions off of me. I'm going to hop over here to Minecraft and we're going to get started on the server. Someone is already online. I don't know who it is. Holy moly. Oh, Buttersticks. Hey. Oh my goodness. All right. No, I think we're all good. Craft audio, I think, is fine. I'm going to turn on music, though. Nice. Oh, okay. I just need to enjoy this music for a sec. This is like my pre-Minecraft routine. But like before I start playing for a long time, I just hear this music and I'm like, I just need to enjoy it for a second. I've yet to come across a game that takes me back so much like the Minecraft OST does. Like, I don't quite know how to explain it. I've tried and words fail to just make sense of it, I guess. So, do you FCP have a fear of fungus? Yes, I do. I'm definitely, I would say that fungus, I don't know. I think they're cool to like look at. Like, I'm not necessarily worried about looking at them and interacting with them, but the idea of them actually taking control over me and being out of control of my own actions with my body, that terrifies me. Which like you can see with like psychedelics and stuff too. Now I'm talking way out of my league here. Obviously I haven't done psychedelics and nor have I done that much research, but I mean, it's a similar concept where like a fungus or an outside entity taking control of your brain in the way that it perceives its surroundings. And that terrifies me. That is like no go for me. I would freak out. And so that is the aspect I think that scares me the most, is nature being so, like, it's already difficult to explain why nature works the way that it does. But the fact that this is just another level of like you just being out of control, and this is just, it's horrifying. So that definitely what I'm afraid of. So yeah, Chimpo's Dagoon house. Oh, I might as well show you guys a little bit around the base. I made some upgrades since the last time you guys saw this. So let's see here. This is Chimpo and I's house. I added in these pine trees, which I just really enjoy. Look, I put the fence gates like little branches. But Butterstick says, little fun fact, psilocybin is the safest of all the recreational drugs, including alcohol and the Mary Jane. No, yeah, that's true. Like, this is another pine tree that I made, which, look at this house that Chimpo made for us. It is really beautiful. It is pretty incredible. But yeah, like the effects of psychedelics have been used a lot right now to work with victims of PTSD, which is really interesting. And some of the concepts that have been brought up with how it's changing the neuroplasticity of your brain is pretty fascinating stuff. I'm not going to be on a soapbox talking about the effects of it because I don't know, and nor am I going to pretend that I know, but it's really interesting. Would highly encourage you doing research into it. Why am I playing Minecraft Theory? Well, we're just building and chilling. I mean, that's what I said. What I need is stone bricks, which I have a silk touch pickaxe. I might just go mine some stone. I'm thinking I want to make a little like building here and spawn. So for those that don't know, there's a event happening on our server where we need to make spawn pretty, and the end dimension has been locked away from us by this evil deity, if you will. I just need stone, so I'm just going to chill here and mine for a little. And basically he's locked the end dimension away from us, and it's basically we need to make spawn pretty in order to like earn back their acceptance, maybe, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word, but yeah, they're Emperor Respecius, which Chimpo's explaining to me. I don't know the complete explanation, but has to do with like nostalgia, and basically that they are like the Emperor of Nostalgia and are upset with the way that our server is not up to standards with like the old nostalgic Minecraft SMPs that we all know and love. And I think that's a great idea. I'm just going to put this in my here. Yeah, basically just like we are trying to please them so that we can have the end dimension back. Otherwise we can't finish the game. And it's got some really cool ideas in it. I really appreciated it. I'll have to explain more. I'll go over there and read. There's like this temple that opened up basically explaining more of it. So if you're interested in playing on the Minecraft server, link is in the description to join our Discord server, where you can find the IP and you can get whitelisted by me to join, and you can just hang out. So, all right, let's keep answering some questions here. Let's see. Yeah, Chippo says, we have fallen out of favor with the god of nostalgia and they hate our server. We must improve our SMP to get the end dimension unlocked. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's easier when you can write it down. Let's see here. Next video, me and FCP drop acid and magic mushrooms, and he was taken out back in the middle of that sentence. You know, there is a YouTube channel. Oh gosh, it's like really interesting actually. Like he does all sorts of like crazy on a little project here in Spawn. I'm thinking like a little flower shop. I think that would be kind of fun. But if you guys have other ideas of things you want to see me do, Jesus, I keep burping. Throw them out there and I'll see if we'll make that happen. So I got cobble, spruce. I'll probably need some leaves. I'm gonna go oak leaves with this. And the complementary block, we're gonna have like brown, and what other color should be for What colors like are in a flower shop, you know? Hmm. I think of red for some reason, like mangrove, but Jesus Christ, I do not want to go through that whole debacle getting mangrove logs. Maybe we just do oak? I don't think that's a bad idea. Yellow. Chimpo says yellow. There's not really any yellow wood types, though. Not that are at least accessible anyway. I'm gonna go... I think this pale oak might be pretty cool. I think we can make that work. But let's go over there. Sorry, I haven't been reading chat. I think someone stole my horse, but I have loads of stone for you if you want. Do you have any dark oak saplings? I don't think I have any dark oak. You're welcome to check out my chests if you want. And as for the horse, I'm sorry. We've been having a horse crisis right now on the server, where for some reason there's a glitch going on where I think it has something to do with Geyser. Geyser, for those of you who don't know, allows us so that Bedrock and Java can play on the same server. But what happens is, hey Loretta, bye. But what happens is basically Bedrock players or just anybody that gets on a horse, eventually over time, if it takes damage, it just like starts accumulating damage over time until you get off the horse and then it just dies. And we don't know why. There's something going on and I have no idea what it is. So I built this tree a little bit ago. But this is just the spawn area right now. And I was thinking I just wanted to go up here and kind of scout out a nice area. We do have a shopping district happening somewhere over here. I want to say up this hill, maybe right here. Entrance to the underground shopping district. Don't you correct my spelling, little man. That's not very nice. Yeah, so this is like definitely work in progress. Oh man, okay, there's some stuff getting built down here. I have yet to really explore much down here. I kind of want to stay outside. I don't know, like, I'm thinking like I just want like a chill little like shop. I don't really necessarily want something underground, but I think nearby, like right, like maybe tucked in here, maybe. I think that'd be cute. Or maybe like, honestly, this is going underground. I wonder, it would be kind of cool to just like put it right here into the side of the cliff. I think that could look pretty good. Why don't we, let's try that. All right, I've been getting away from chat. Let's see here. We have mangrove propagules somewhere. Yeah, Chimpa, I don't know. Look, Grace says very off topic, but would you be up to defining bureaucracy in your own words? To be completely honest, bureaucracy is one of those words that gets thrown around as like a buzzword that I honestly don't entirely know the meaning of. I know it's associated with like capitalism and business stuff, but like, to be completely honest, I'm in over my head. So I'm going to say, here, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look it up right now. Bureaucracy. See what the definition is. Bureaucracy, according to Google, is a system of government in which most of the important decisions are made by state officials rather than by elected representatives. Okay, so I wasn't completely off. I had a feeling it was something more political vibes. I remember learning about this in high school and then I forgot about it. A state or organization governed or managed as a bureaucracy. So, I mean, that's probably the best definition I would give. A system of government in which most of the important decisions are made by state officials rather than by elected representatives. I'm a little confused with that definition. A little, but yeah, that's the best I could do. Jimpo says a societal order defined by government agencies and governed by chairman committees or government officials. See, that's slightly different than what I read too. So like, I don't know. Theory says if I ever joined the server, I would start a communist government and economy. You wouldn't be the first. So welcome to the club, man. I mean, we have all sorts of different people on the server. So let me get an idea for. It'll be something very, very small. I want just like a little path, like tucked down here. I need dirt. Man, I didn't grab any. But so we're just gonna knock out these pillars, and I'm going to first like kind of draw this foundation in stone bricks, and then we'll go from there. I didn't even grab torches. Guys, what am I doing? This viewing experience is probably not ideal. So it's going to be a little lopsided, but I'm thinking like we have this little tiered route going up. So then up here we have a similar vibe going. So we have like multiple floors in our flower shop here. This is probably where I'll add the last stone brick pillar here, like so. So I think probably go up like this, do something like that. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Now we're gonna like dig a diagonal going this way. That sounds bad. Bureaucracy sounds not so great. It's definitely has its flaws for sure, but chances are you live in a bureaucracy. Yes, that makes sense. Okay, I don't know whose chests these are, but I'm gonna rob you to see if you have torches. Yes, you do. Sorry. I don't want to go back to my base. I'll give you some later. I promise. So, we're just gonna meander our way down here. Perfect. That's exactly what I want to do. And then we'll get to get more of an idea of this. So light this up. Yeah, so then here, I'm thinking we like branch out just like that. Okay. Let's get an idea. Let's get a view from back here. See how that looks. Yeah. I like where this is going. I think this one large pillar needs to be, you know what? I know how to fix this. We need to just raise this up one block to be like here. I think that will fix it. Oh, more Minecraft music. Let's go. Let's see here. Buying the Tree says they don't live in a bureaucracy. They live in an apartment. Also, nice username. Very chill. Yeah. I like this. I like this a lot. I need to fix that up there, though. That hole's could drive me nuts. Okay. And get rid of that. Okay. So, just something just chill like this. Now, we'll add in the floor here. I think this will definitely be the ground level. I'm definitely going to need dirt and scaffolding blocks. But let's just dig some of this out and get more of an idea of what we want to do here. I see the vision. Theory says I don't. Whatever, bro. Whatever. You prove me wrong. You hop on and you build something better. I'll watch. So, just chilling, just building on the server, having a good time. Thank you all for being here, by the way. I know I've probably brought this up in the past, but like streaming is a very vulnerable thing. The fact that you guys keep showing up to these and hanging out means so much to me. I feel like I'm really starting to get connected with this live stream audience and the regulars that stop by, and I really appreciate that. So thank you guys for being here. That kid behind you says, if mushrooms scary, why tasty? Very interesting concept here. I actually don't like mushrooms. I kind of hate them. I'm not the texture, like they're like so squishy and like, you know, like not my vibe, not my vibe. Technically you still live in a bureaucracy, pine the tree, technically. All right. Liberato says the vid about Miracle Musical was at the same level as the history of the world, I guess. Thank you. That is a very, very nice compliment. I mean, yeah, I don't even know how to respond to that. That was very, very nice. That video is legendary. So I really appreciate that. I'm glad that it has a lot of cultural implications to it. And just weight. I really appreciate that. That was very nice. Thank you. Chimpo says YouTube mobile streaming is so buns. I hate it. Why does it keep stopping? No, yeah, YouTube streaming on mobile is terrible. The only reason I'll even listen on mobile is specifically for that. I'll be driving and just listen to it basically as a podcast, and that's it. So, okay. I'm starting to have some thoughts about this. I think this should be just like a little balcony, like a store window. I don't even think we should like really have stock up there, So I'm gonna build this out like that. And we're not really gonna worry so much about the interior going up there right now. Let's see here. All right, we're starting to get an idea for how the roof should be in here. So we have 2 levels of the roof. We have this level and then we have this level. Here's how I think we should distinguish these two is with spruce, like this. And we're gonna strip these logs. And then we're gonna do the same here. Just like these banisters. This, well, I'm not sure yet. I'm still kind of messing around with what I want to do here. I'm just placing blocks at random, trying to get an idea for what I want to do here. So bear with me. Nah, I don't think that looks good. We're going to have to tinker around with this. Okay. Buttersticks, it's giving the glass room above the entrance to Walgreens. Exactly. But Pine the Tree says it's true. The Miracle musical video inspired me a ton. One of the best. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. You guys have just been so supportive in this chat. I really appreciate it. It's been difficult playing this game while also like trying to get to your guys' just thoughts. So like, thank you for saying all those nice things. That was a video that it came from so much passion and really like just it sat in my Google Docs folder for, I mean, over 2-3 months. Just a collection of ideas that once the story started really fletching itself out, I was like, I worked so hard on it. I didn't even care if people saw it, as long as like I could say that I did something like that, like a passion project. And I'm really glad that it ended up reaching an audience, and I'm glad that you guys appreciated it so much. So thank you for those kind words. I really appreciate it. We're going to try something different in here. I think we need like a little bit more symmetry. Well, okay. I know I'm like all over the place, guys. Just bear with me. We do something like this. This is going to make it so that I have a little bit more like bearings. Okay, I think this is going to be our back wall here. From a perspective standpoint, that's going to be like displays and stuff. And then our stock is going to be over here, which I think if we dig down just a little bit more, we'll have like a window back here to look into the cave. Maybe? Yeah. So we'll keep that in mind too. So, okay. This is going to be our display area. So let's mine this out and get a sense for what we want to do. I'm thinking perspective-wise, what you're going to want to do, like customers going to want to walk in here, see a display, and then while they're looking at that, they're going to be like, oh, there's something going on up there, you know? So already this might be too low, actually. We might put this one up like here. Yeah. Like so. Yeah, and then I think if we just add one more like that, yeah, it creates this like rounded look to it, which I like. I might honestly get rid of those again. I know I'm like changing my mind, but this is how I build. I just like throw a bunch of ideas out there until something looks good. Let's try out these pale oak stairs real quick. See how these look. Um, yeah, these definitely need to be an accent color type thing. So we won't abandon the idea, but we'll just keep that in our back pocket right now. And by back pocket, I mean this chest right here. So let's craft up some spruce stairs instead. Yeah. Like, oh my god, embarrassing. All right, chat, what's going on here? Maybe colorful glass could add some flowery vibes. I agree, we'll get some in there, but it's gonna take a while to get some. So, oh man, we're still talking about bureaucracies. Chat, not where I thought this was going, but I'll take it. Lange Eli says, I think Fear of Forest was your first video I saw right after binging all of Jacob Geller's Fear of series. It was a great addition to that string of vids. Yeah, no, I mean, that's obviously where I took inspiration from. Yeah, Loretta, literally, building really is just flabbering about until something actually looks kind of cool. Like, that's just how I work. I don't plan things out beforehand. I don't have time for it. But yeah, like that Fear of Forest video, I really, really wanted to do something Jacob Keller like vibes, you know, where I don't know, the way that those Fear of videos are presented are amazing. And I was like, how do I do a unique take on something like that? And I was like, I really want him to go more into the horror, like even more, because like he talks about it in a very academic way, which don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. But I would absolutely love for like basically the reason I made these videos was like I want to take that concept and put it at 10, where it's like I want it to be as interesting and entertaining as possible, just from like a sheer quality perspective. Like those Fear of videos by Jacob Geller, it's not his style, but if they had jump scares in them or like more ambiance, like sound effects and stuff, it takes them from here to here, and like it turns them into full-fledged documentaries. And that's what I wanted to try and do, because it really, like, it's a lot of work, but it's not too difficult in the editing process to make it work. So that's where, I mean, Hawaii Part 2 was based, like, inspired a little by those Fear of videos, and then obviously Fear of Forests and all that. So yeah, we're still talking about bureaucracies. All right, chat, I'll let you do your thing. Do your thing. Let's see here. Okay, we're gonna stick with the same idea. We're gonna add more stairs, but they're gonna be over here. I'm thinking like right here and right here, like another like little arch going up and down. So we need to dig all this out. This is going to be cool. I really like this. It's giving kind of the it's giving the vibes of like these ruins that someone's working on over here almost. Like it almost fits in. It'll just be a lot more colorful once it's done. So 1, 2, 3 maybe. No, that doesn't seem right. That's no. That's weird. Oh, well, okay. It actually isn't too bad. It's not the same like number, like it's not odd like this one is, but I still don't think that's terrible. Let's just add those in. So then we have like, oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that. That needs to be just part of the. We'll have to figure that out. Oh gosh, guys, building's hard. Okay, so we're gonna have that there. I don't think this will work. We just need to like figure out a way to make it work. I feel like it's a lot of just stone right now, and like I need some flair, need some pop. So, I'm wondering where I could add spruce into this. We could have a banister up here. Oh, shit. That's really hard to do. There we go. Like there. I don't think that's bad. And then... See, I think this is where it's bothering me. Like, we have 1, and then we have 3 over here. Like, yeah, that just feels weird. Not sure yet. Just brainstorming. Pine the Tree says, I think it's really hard to make a video that has the ideas and the feelings play well together. Video essays are a really neat niche between theater and an academic paper. No, exactly. I mean, it's really brought out my love for writing again because, ooh, it's raining. Nice. Oh, shit. I almost unplugged my headphones. But, yeah, like in writing academic papers, it's like it's a difference similar to like giving a speech about a paper, like in academia versus just writing a paper. When you give a speech, it adds an extra level of humanity to it and depth, where video essays is the same thing, where it's like, how do you cross the bounds between entertainment and academia? And video essays, I think, are really great because the cost of materials is barely anything. You just need to record your voice and then put in background footage, and there you go. And just from that standpoint, you can do some really, really creative stuff. So yeah. Holy moly. Yeah, there's a lot going on in chat about bureaucracies that I don't understand. Okay, I need to show off my shaders real quick because they make the rain really pretty. It's gonna freeze my game for a sec. There we go. But like, the rain looks so pretty that like, it's just, oh, I love it. I love it. I'm probably getting like, what, 30 frames? Yeah, like my game starts to struggle quite a bit. That's why I have them turned off. But like, I love the views like this. Like, there's those so aesthetically pleasing. So anyway, you're probably wondering what that is. Moon is working on building Hogwarts right now. That's why there's a massive platform in the sky. But anyway, if you want to see more of that, you should join our Discord server, and then you can find out more. Why did I do that? Okay. I think my brain is like trying to tell me something that it doesn't like this symmetry, and I'm going to force it to like it. It will work. We have to trust the process. We just like, we have these arches, and it's like, how do we make them still look good? You know? There's a way to do it. There's got to be a way. We could maybe add something like this. Yeah, like that. This looks really weird to the eye, but I think it works. If we did something similar over here. Yeah, no. But I don't think that's bad. And then we can put like, just build some stairs here. So if we dug out these back blocks and put in, let's try out the white. Let's try it out. This, that, greenery, right? And then we can put like some glowstone back there or something to like light it up. I think this will work. Here's what I also want to do. I want to add some depth. I was talking about those like white accents. So I think if we add something like slabs here, we can give it like depth on the ceiling. Yeah. This is okay. Chat. This is working. Trust the process. Trust the process. Something like this. I think that looks pretty solid. So these are the outside, aren't they? Basically. So if that's the outside, what I probably want to do is take all this back in one and add in some stone bricks here on the end. We're going to have to get pretty creative with some of this. Because, like, on the outside, I don't want it to appear like there's just random stone bricks everywhere. I want it to have this look still. But right now, we're just going to keep it that way. So, I don't think this looks bad at all. Then I want to add up here some stone bricks again to kind of match this side to make it feel like this is going off of this. I feel like this should be still one back, but it's okay. We're gonna make it work. Oh man. Okay, this is getting tricky. Okay, if we still stick to the oh no. Okay. We're panicking. Here we go. Do something like that. And then I feel like we can stick with the leaves going around, but yeah, actually, I don't think that's bad. I think up here, though, we should have, like, a little, like, shelf, you know? So that we can add stone bricks there. And then I think we should have some trapdoors, like here, and those can be like where our flower pots are. I'm wondering, maybe not there. We have like one in the corner with a flower pot, and like these are kind of just like spread around to like break up the symmetry. That way we don't have like the issue of things being like all over the place. This looks chaotic, but I think we're really onto something here. I think this is good. Okay, let's add this in. Yeah, and then so this could be storage back here. I'm kind of reconsidering where to put this. Not quite sure yet. For now, we're just gonna leave it there. All right, let me let me go over to chat real quick because I'm missing a lot. There's a lot going on. Okay, I'm back. Welcome back, Liberato. Glowstone where the bricks are for ambient light. Yeah, exactly what I was thinking, Theory. This beautiful valley needs a Costco, a CVS, and a 2-story McDonald's ASAP. I agree. Ooh, maybe you could use baked clay bricks for variety. Look at you guys coming up with the ideas. I like this. Baked clay bricks. Holy man. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dump some of this just junk in this chest. I'm going to ride back over to my place. I'm going to see if I can get some glowstone for this. And then I'm going to see if we have any bricks laying around or just other textures that I can add. So, we're off. Ooh. I know, I don't know, this is ADHD right here, but like, this is pretty. I don't know what's going on over here, but it's pretty cool. So, all right, well we go. I'm going to kill my horse and fucking bushes. All right. Why is that one side of the mine not dug? I might have missed something. If you're talking about back there, I think it's like a temple in process of being made. I don't think it's necessarily a mine. Got loads of stone types stuff. Oh my god. I'm out of here. I see someone has rigged up our shulker to play that. That's funny. I got dipped on my place's chords. All right. Sounds good. Thanks. Well, it's tough basalt stone if you want. Thank you. I appreciate it. I think like I'm just gonna look for those brick types right now. Let's see. First I need to find glowstone. Do we have glowstone? Because I really don't want to. Yes. Oh bless. Okay, we do have glowstone. Good luck, soldier. Thanks for stopping by, Loretta. I appreciate it. Seriously, guys, go check out the description of my latest video to go support Loretta. All of her social links are in the description, and she's they're an amazing person. Yeah, they're just fantastic. So, yeah. Let's see. You should play Vintage Story, not gonna lie. Vintage Story? What is Vintage Story? I've never heard of that. Oh, by the way, in chat, Discord link is in there, so you can join like very easily right there. Thank you, Stream Elements, for that. Okay, no creeper has come to blow me up yet, so that's good. I'm gonna need these chains and these lanterns. I just know I will. I just realized too, I'm gonna need bricks to make flower pots and stuff too. So the lodestones could be interesting, but I'm not gonna get carried away just yet. I need to see, do we have bricks? I don't think we do. Oh, I really don't. We have these tough bricks. I don't really want to use those. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Okay, we're good. We're cooking. We're cooking. And then I think that's all I really need right now. I'm gonna bring the glass over just because we have it. Trying to think. Okay, we're gonna just stick with this for now, and do that and this, just so we can start off with some of our decor stuff. All right, let's head back over there. Where's my horse? Why are you up there? I don't know how many people here watch Hermitcraft, but that episode where Grian's horse just like runs off and is like literally like hundreds of blocks away is one of the funniest bits ever. Oh, my bad. You guys like my horse? I'm very proud of this horse. Oh, and by the way, I'm feeling a little crazy. I'm feeling like a rock and roll. Listen to Kojum Dip by Kojum Dip. If you don't have time, listen to at least Moon Waltz and 341340 Pluto. That is, wow, that's a name. Okay, thank you for the recommendations. My impression, okay, we got an explanation for Vintage Story. My explanation of Vintage Story is it's Minecraft if it was not Minecraft. All right, that was really helpful. Sounds good. You should play the good ending, the Minecraft horror mod. Oh God, I hate you. I'm not playing the good ending of that. For those who don't get the reference, last stream I played a Minecraft horror map and it was so bad. It was not like, it was entertaining, but it was not. It was certainly an experience, and I don't want to do that again. So no, I'm not doing the good ending. I think we said 300,000 subscribers, and then I'll do it. So you get me 300K. Yeah, see, that's the vibe that I want. Yeah, like just like these little cute flower pots all over the place, you know? Oh, this is Wait, I should have been able to place one there, right? No, because okay. I could do there. That doesn't work, though. It needs to be... It'd have to be up here. Right? Yeah. Which still... Can't you put leaves in that? No, you can't. It's fine. Okay. We're also just going to put this here for now. So we get some fun particles. Scaffolding. That's what I need you for. So that I can... just put some glowstone back here. Like, Jesus. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I really like that. It's just like it's simple, you know? We can add in some leaves there. Why are those leaves not clear, but it's just the stone behind. That's really trippy. I was like, why are those ones not see-through and those ones are? But that makes sense. Okay. I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be weird. We're going to break up the symmetry just a little bit. Like, I want this to feel slightly overgrown. And I think that's a good way to do it. Like, it just feels kind of rugged. And we can also add to that by doing some texturing, which, of course, that's the outside. We're going to have to do some lands, like some terraforming here, I think. But, yeah, like, by adding cobblestone here and there, it just adds that darker gradient that is really helpful. Let's see here. By Theory, drop your Minecraft username in the craft chat. I think Theory already gave their username to us. I don't know. Oh man, chat is flying by. Man, there's a lot of people talking tonight. Welcome, guys. I'm glad that you're here. Thanks for stopping by. Goma, in matters of their taste, what is your favorite poisonous mushroom? What is your favorite poisonous mushroom? You don't need to have eaten one just like based on vibes. Oh no, Weenie's here. Based on vibes? I would say, poisonous mushroom? I don't know. I don't really know like poisonous mushrooms that well. Isn't like there a real life like Mario mushroom one that looks like it that is like hella poisonous? I feel like that's one, but I don't know. Okay, let's see here. You could definitely have the ability to make a small practical library. What is that referencing? I don't know. Weenie says, "Who placed the bamboo?" Um, that's a good question, Parker. That's a good question. Um, I honestly don't know. This bamboo started getting placed like all around the server, and it's been driving me nuts. I might go through and just cut it all down and then use it for fuel or something. I don't know, but yeah. Okay, let's get back to the task at hand. This is gonna be stock back here. I'm thinking we do. Let me get some of them logs out. The fact that we don't have colored chests yet, by the way, is a crime. So I'm thinking we do something like this. Like there's more depth to it, which means I also need slabs because I want to make. What am I doing? Okay, there we go. Barrel. Just do that for now. So like, this here, like, so, right? So like, it's like this like collection of items kind of over here, and like we'll label them, but I think this could be really good. So yeah, we can like put a chest there, and then I'm thinking we have like some overgrowth here, right? So we can add some more light, like tucked back here. That's just very subtle. Some nice hidden lighting. Oh, before I put this in, I should just make this back wall all one color. Yeah, that would have been smart to do before putting this stuff in. I'm thinking we just probably let's go with the white. Let's go with the white. I think that would look good. So we'll put this in here. Like so. Yeah, and then we have it like it's just all connected in here. Bam. Then bam, bam, bam. Yeah. Yeah, I really like that. It feels like it's just, you know, it's lived in. Also, I just realized I blocked off that barrel. Whoops. I need to add the floor in, which I don't know what we're going to do for the floor yet. I think maybe the spruce could look good. Like if we just did something like this, maybe. Maybe like that. I don't know quite yet. Don't know quite yet. We could have that just be like excess. Or like not put really anything in there, but just have it. Also, I just realized that this is stone that needs to be white as well. There we go. Yeah, I really like this. And we can have it like bleed out just a little bit too. Nice. Okay. So yeah, this will be some of our stock for the shop. Like it. I like it. Netherite block floor. Yeah, that's good. Let's do that. But all right. We're just hanging out. For those who are just joining the stream, thank you very much for being here. We are just building and chilling. I'm answering questions about the latest video and really just any questions. We've been talking about bureaucracies. We've been talking about netherite floors. We've been talking about this flower shop that I'm trying to build. So don't be a stranger. Hang out and chat. Look at the links in the description if you want to support these streams, if you want to join our Discord server, yada, yada, yada. So anyway, let's see here. What else do I want to add? I think we need a pillar of stone bricks. I think right here. I think, yeah, and we can do shelves here. I think that would look pretty cool. So like, let's take this out. Let's get some more of that white wood action going on here. Yeah. Then bam. And then we need to make more trapdoors. There we go. There and wait a minute. Can I place blocks on top of that? No, I can't. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. We'll have to get kind of creative here. So I can place blocks on that. Can I place? No, it needs to be like right here. Then I don't think I can. There's a way to do this. There's got to be a way. I feel like, okay, here's what I'm trying to do. I'll show you. I need to make sure that I can place a flower pot, right? So I can place one there, but I gotta be able to place one on here. And I think the only way I can do that is if I have like, this floor be, oh wait, I had grass blocks, didn't I? Wait, this might work. Do something like that. Take our flower pot, put it up here, right? And then we can have either a flower pot or some more greenery maybe. I feel like that's a lot of leaves. I feel like we need to do something different. What should we put there? Okay, actual question. In the early stage of an essay, do you start writing from a theme or do you start with analyzing the piece you want to talk about? It depends. I know that's a boring answer, but it depends on, I write my essays via vibe almost, where sometimes there's a subject where I'm like, I gotta write about this. Sometimes there's a theme where I'm like, I really want to talk about this, and it kind of ebbs and flows. I think of the amount of content that I could talk about something kind of determines that. So for instance, with Fear of Fungus, right? With Annihilation, I brought this up at the beginning. I could have talked about the whole book, the entire video. Like there's a lot to go over, but the problem is that the pacing would have been kind of boring. Like all you'd be hearing is me just talking about the words and the text, and finding footage for it. Like, I mean, there's the movie, but like background footage for that gets really boring really quick. So you have to get really creative to keep things interesting. So from an editing standpoint, that would have been an obstacle that would have been hard to navigate. Whereas when I cover a theme of multiple pieces of media, the script has a little bit more room to breathe, where you have training wheels or like crutches of other aspects to think about. And because of that, it's just easier for an audience member to stay tagged along in the story rather than talking about something for too long. That's why you may have noticed I talked about The Last of Us at the beginning, and then I used it as a capstone at the end of the video, just so that it was broken up in a way that feels entertaining, that brings some natural conclusion while also not just talking to you constantly. So that's the best way I can answer it. It really just depends on the topic. Some topics I feel super passionate about that I just talk straight up about the topic and nothing else. The Caesar Flickerman video was kind of like that. Peak, of course, was like that. Video games usually are definitely like that. Like like talking about Peak, talking about Lethal Company, talking about Helldivers, like those kind of games are like, there's a lot of content you can talk about. Helps add to that. Why am I rummaging through this person's chest? I'm going to steal their bamboo. Sorry for whoever's chests these are, by the way. I think bamboo might look good here. Maybe not. We'll just give it back. Okay, well, maybe something like that. I feel like we need a good plant to put there, you know? Right now, I'm just going to steal a dandelion. I need a 2-block tall plant, though. Like, I don't know. I'll have to look. We'll just put that there for now. Okay, we're starting to get an idea, chat. We're starting to get an idea. I think the spruce floor is the move. I think that's probably just going to be easiest and most like cost beneficial. But yeah, I think that'll work. So, Grace says, what is the biggest struggle that you most commonly face while writing these video essays? Again, I know it gets really boring. It depends on the video, but I would say probably one of the biggest obstacles that I face largely is knowing how to navigate copyright stuff. So like when I'm selecting a topic, how much copyright stuff does it have? How much do I have to avoid? And that helps determine what I choose to take on as a topic. So I can do a lot of that before I even start writing. But I mean, I would be lying if I said I wasn't constantly thinking about that. The other aspect that I would say impacts it quite a bit is self-doubt, actually, which I don't say that as a like, oh, poor me, I don't mean it in that way. What I mean is that the industry of making content for an audience in any entertainment scope is you have a lot of self-doubt with what you're doing, with the way that things work, especially because YouTube ranks your videos against one another. And so when you're trying to see if something's performing well and if you're being successful, it's really easy to get in your head about the way that you do things. So the Dumb Ways to Die video, for instance, started off with a lot of like not nostalgia bait. I don't like calling it that because that makes me feel like I'm sinister in my approach, I think. But it starts off with a lot of nostalgic topics, a lot of nostalgic footage and ideas, and me talking about this very personal, hollow feeling, which was an interesting way to start off an essay. And that video did very well. And now when I write my intros for essays, I think about this because I was just working on my next essay this earlier today, writing the intro. I'm like, do I start off talking about nostalgic topics around that time period to set the scene? Or do I start it in a similar way to the Dumb Ways to Die video? And if I don't, am I doing myself a disservice? And stuff like that, like you have these thoughts come into your head where it's like, oh, what will the audience like? Will they think I'm a sellout if I make this decision? And you can get really caught up in the way that even just phrasing one sentence goes. That is probably what the biggest obstacle and the biggest struggle is, that it can really like cripple the creative experience. And it's just having faith. Honestly, sometimes I just go back and rewatch some of my videos for inspiration in a way where it's like, I made a bold move to do this and it was completely different and it worked and people liked it. How can I do that slightly different in this video? And like, once you start building up a collection of artwork that you've done, I'm sure it's similar with art, like painting and stuff, where you can start to go back and reference successes and failures and what went right and what went wrong, for better and for worse. In a better sense, you can get inspiration for your future content if it worked well, but for worse, if it didn't work so well, you're afraid you'll make the same mistake twice. So self-doubt is a big thing, and finding ways to steer out of that self-doubt and just trust the process. Understand that the algorithm knows all, and nobody knows how the algorithm works. And there is no one trick to getting big on YouTube or to pleasing an audience. It's, in my opinion, the one trick is authenticity. Just be an authentic you. Be either vulnerable or show that, like, be as you as you can be. And you can package it in ways that appeals to larger audiences. That's something that I do with my thumbnails or with my titles even. So for instance, the How to Train Your Dragon video was basically a love letter to my childhood, growing up with my little sister watching How to Train Your Dragon. And the way that we packaged that video, though, wasn't why I love How to Train Your Dragon so much. Because also part of that video was talking about how the remake sucked, and we experienced that together. So starting off with the title of They Just Couldn't Leave It Alone, which Chimpo gave me that idea, props to him, that feels a little bit more like, oh, I really want to know like what's going on here. It makes you want to click. Clickbait is used in a bad context, but it isn't always bad. Really, like, having a good title is important, especially for YouTube. So how can I get you to care about my experience while also just off of the YouTube homepage? And the way to do that is through clickbait titles. But you want something that's emotional, that will grasp your audience. And because of that, like, I'm going on a whole tangent here, but title creation is such a big process of it. And trying to lead this back into the original question that you asked, that self-doubt can come into play when I'm looking at an essay. I'm like, okay, how do I title this in a way that'll be interesting on the YouTube homepage to click while also being authentic to myself? And that's tough. There are some people who just sell out, be like, you'll never guess what just happened. Mr. Beast's career is over, But let's say, all right, my thoughts are very jargon here. the difference between having a title like that and a title like what I used for, let's say, my AI video, whereas like we are ruining music, which very bold, like ugh, title, is the content behind it. Just making these declamatory statements, you need to have a certain level of transparency to your audience that you are just one person and this is your opinion. This is not the word of God. And some people on YouTube do that. And I've never understood why. I don't know if it's a power dynamic or what, but I make declarative statements on my channel, but I always underscore it with the idea of like, this is just my opinion. And at the same time, like, you are entitled to yours, regardless of how outlandish it is. Like, we can disagree and that's fine. Part of this is entertainment and part of it is just dialogue and discussion. And that's the beauty of the internet. So, yeah, very, very long answer to this, but yeah. Yeah, Pine the Tree says, being evocative but not cheap is a weird balance. It's hard. I have no idea how to do it. It is tough. I mean, it requires a lot of trial and error. And like, to be honest, like the easiest way to do it is just look at the people that failed at it. And I know that that's sad to think about, but like, because everyone's human. Everyone making these videos is human. But think about, let's say, for instance, oh God, what's their name? They keep making all the Mr. Beast clickbait videos. They're a video essayist. I can't remember their name right now. I won't drop a specific name, but let's say in their instance, they get a lot of hate for making these videos that are just straight up clickbait. I mean, like, Mr. Beast's career is over, And when they do something like that, from an audience perspective, you immediately know, like, I mean, they do get clicks, they get millions of views, so it does work. But you also know that the quality of content that you're probably consuming is not going to be that high. Just because of the editing of those videos, the way that they present the topic, all that. However, you compare that to other channels which make a declamatory statement. Jacob Geller does it all the time. He's a very outspoken politically person. And his video about capital punishment is a great example where he makes these statements of like, there are new forms of capital punishment that are just terrible. And like, here are all the flaws. Here's why I think capital punishment is a terrible idea. Declamatory statement, but he backs it up with very quality content. And once you start building that reputation of being a quality person, you can get away a little bit more with being evocative. You need to first be humble and know like your flaws as a writer and as making an argument. What's it called? You need to be aware of your ethos, I guess, in order to fully grasp the pathos of an argument. There you go. There's some big words for you. So Chimpa says, I should hate this part of the writing process, but the process of realizing there's a fundamental flaw or flawed assumption in your work and starting over is the most fun part of writing to me. See, for me, I hate it. I can't stand it. Mostly because like I always come to that realization about halfway through writing an essay. Like I'll be writing, I'll be going, I've got my idea, and then I hit a wall. I'm like, damn it. Like I thought I was going somewhere with this and it just didn't work. And you have to make cuts and then you can usually recover it. But I am a completionist where I want the project, once I start, I want it to be done. Like I want it to be in the way like perfect, and I want it to be done almost in one session rather than just being a mess, and that gives me anxiety and I'm not sure why, but yeah. So I would say, yeah, it's very interesting. Chimpo and I have been talking about this quite a bit with a essay that Chimpo is working on right now, which I won't give anything about. I don't want to give spoilers, but it's been really interesting talking with him about this and working through that process. Chimpo's a fantastic writer, by the way. Would highly recommend go read his work. It's pretty great. Okay. I think we're caught up with chat here. Got on a little bit of a tangent, got away from the building part of this, but that's why we're here. Okay. Let's see here. We got our floor in. This is going to be another wall here, and this is going to be our balcony area up here. So let's go up here real quick. We're just gonna add in a little floor right here. And I just want to make this look pretty from the outside looking in. We're gonna have like the glass. Should we do panes or full blocks? Probably full blocks, yeah, like this. It's gonna look flat, but we can add already like some like indentations here. So like I'm thinking something like this, where we add this in. I want it to be kind of random, so I need a crafting table. Hold on. I need to make some more stone bricks, and then I need to make some more stairs. Do that. Okay. I'm gonna go back out here. So Weenie, you said something in chat. Can normal villagers not have jobs? Can normal villagers not have jobs? I'm confused what you mean by normal villagers. Like, I think I know what you mean. Like, they cannot have a profession for a certain amount of time. Like, they have to like find a work table to bond with, basically. But 5 stars, thanks, Chimpo. I love Fungus. Thank you, the mind. Appreciate it. I also love Fungus, but like in a like I'm kind of terrified of it way, you know. Yeah, we shouldn't use too much stone bricks. I think the stone bricks look better on top, and then we use a different color on the bottom. I think that's the vibe. They were being weird. Apparently, I had to give them more than a 1x2 area. Yeah, villagers are strange. I don't even pretend to know how they function. So let's see here. Let's add... Don't I have scaffolding? Yeah, I do. Oh my goodness. Okay, we can like do something like this, maybe. It blends in a lot with the mountain, but I don't think that's necessarily bad. Yeah, and then we'd have the stone bricks down here, like so. And those work their way down to where we have more spruce put in here. So I need to make more stairs. Bam. Yeah, I'm totally just like throwing things around. Oh my god, that was terrible. Okay, here we go. There we go. Let me get that. Can't pick that up. Okay. Let's take a look back. Take a look at this. My final message. Have you played Rain World? Disappears into the mist. Nice. No, I have not played Rain World. Grace B says, are you ever scared you will start to get bored of making YouTube videos? You don't have to answer if it's too personal. No, that's fine. I don't think it's too personal. Am I ever scared of it? I would say I don't think I could ever get bored of making YouTube videos. Just because each project is so uniquely different from the last one. I could get bored making YouTube videos if I was doing the same thing over and over again. Like monotonous. But it's really hard to find monotony in making YouTube videos in the niche that I'm in with it, which is video essays, right? Like in video essay world, I can choose just about any topic that I want to, and the overall niche of nostalgic video essays encompasses so much. And honestly, a lot of the stuff that I talk about isn't even like just nostalgia. Like the Fear of Fungus video had hardly anything to do with nostalgia. So like it's a loose niche that I've put myself into, and honestly the reason why is because of that very reason. Like burnout is a real thing. The self-doubt contributes to it, and if you're doing videos like gaming videos, for instance, if I was making Minecraft videos, you just get burnt out very quick. You can only, when that is the only means of creativity that you have. Minecraft is an open world game. You could do all sorts of stuff in it. yet it's very easy to get bored in. And so I would say that more than anything, I've changed my mind about this. Honestly, man, sorry, the Minecraft music threw me off, and now I can't get up this stupid hill. I think with, I don't know. I think with the profession that I've gone into, it's very difficult to get bored. And I think that unless you pigeonhole yourself or you create your own boundaries, it's actually pretty easy to avoid the boredom. Burnout, though, comes in many shapes and sizes. I've definitely felt burnt out before. Like, it can be exhausting. Like, when you're working on a project and it doesn't do very well after you publish it, like, it can be really frustrating. And it's knowing, like, what to do with that, like, how to keep going. And honestly, the biggest thing that I've realized is that if I am starting to feel burnt out, I give myself a break of maybe a week and then see how I feel. And if I need more time from there, I reassess. But usually it only takes about a week for me to start already firing off with creative ideas again. So yeah, that's probably the best way I can answer that question. Thank you for asking it. It's not talked about on YouTube enough. YouTubers are not very transparent about it, which, I mean, to each their own. But okay, I like this. I think this is looking pretty decent, but that is going to bother me. What is going on here? There we go. Yeah. Maybe we need to wrap this around the edge. I think that might help to, like, just make it feel not quite off on its own. Like, a different villager had it and are running around. Oh no, I'm sorry, Weenie. That sounds like fun. There we go. Guys, this Minecraft music, oh my goodness, this is great. This is so good. Yeah, we'll do some terraforming. Honestly, I don't really want to wrap that around. I think it just looks weird. We'll do some terraforming, though, to make that look better. Like, just by adding something in here to block things off, it'll automatically help. Anyway. Let me get back to chat. I think the worst thing you can possibly do as any kind of content creator is start obsessing over numbers and statistics. Now, absolutely. It's really easy to do. Really, really easy. When a video, honestly, the worst thing that can happen to your creative process, as stupid as it sounds, is really big success. Because once that happens, you want to try, like, it takes every grain in your body to not try and do the exact same thing. And it'll infect everything that you do. And success is great, obviously. Like, you want people to come to the channel. The Dumb Ways to Die video is the best thing that's happened to this channel. But also, like, it's been really hard from a creative process being like, oh man, like, how do I not make this just the Dumb Ways to Die video again while also pleasing that audience that all came over here? It's just trusting the process, you know? But the more... Why do I hear a zombie? This is driving me nuts. I hear him somewhere. I think I just need to turn down hostile mobs. Yeah, we'll just do that. But yeah, like, once that happens, you know, it infects a lot. It's a really big deal. And knowing, like, will I ever make a video as quality as the Miracle Musical video that it culturally impacts something that much? I hope I do. But to be honest, there's a level of nuance to it where, like, to make lightning strike twice like that is a lot to ask of yourself. So you just keep going and you keep experimenting and you do your own thing. And I make content, honestly, that my level of critique is, if I was watching this, would I enjoy it? And that on it, I have high standards for the content that I consume, so that works, you know? And it also helps me relax a little bit when I'm talking about something a little boring. I'm like, it's okay. I would enjoy this, you know, just in a different context, you know? So yeah, just trusting the process. Hey, Highlist. Hey, I saw your Hawaii Part 2 video. It was great. My favorite album. Thanks for showcasing it. Yeah, no problem. See what I'm talking about? I just brought it up. You have good timing, talking about cultural implications of videos and trying to recreate that same effect. So thanks for saying hi and saying that. I really appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Chimpo says, not to be so melodramatic, but it sounds like the same psychological effect as heroin. I guess, yeah. I mean, that certainly is a comparison that works. Yeah. I mean, it is probably the craziest drug I've taken in my life is making content that's done well. When the Dumb Ways to Die video did well, I had to literally turn off my phone. I was getting so many notifications from comments of people. Like I actually went viral, quote unquote, where within like just a couple hours, that experience happened. And it was amazing. I had never felt something like that before. I mean, I had videos do well, but this was another level. When you get almost 500,000 views in the span of a week, it's like, holy shit. Like, I feel on top of the world. It absolutely is a power dynamic. Just imagining that many people in one place. Like, really think about it. Like, and this is another great motivator for when you start feeling burnout, actually, as a creator. So think about it, right? You make a video, you're starting off, and and 5 people watch it. You now take that context and put it into a room of people where I have 5 people sitting down, listening to every word that I'm saying, being engaged. That's pretty incredible. That's really rare. Just to get 5 people to listen to you like that. Now make it 10. Now you're filled half a classroom with people who are listening to what you're saying. And that's empowering. It means that you have something to say and people want to hear it. On YouTube, 10 views is nothing. You put 100 people in a room, that's still nothing on YouTube. But 100 people in a room, that's pretty incredible. When I made my first video, the Green Day video, it got like maybe like 50 views in the first like 24 48 hours, and I was like, oh my god, 50 people wanted to see this. Are you kidding me? That's a lot of people. Like, standing up in front of 50 people, I would get pretty anxious pretty quick. And then the video started to do well, and soon those numbers, you start to lose the individuality of those viewers. Once you get into numbers past 1,000, trying to imagine 1,000 people in one place gets pretty tricky. Then 10,000, then 20. The Dumb Ways to Die video is at 1.3 million, I think. That is close to the population of Denver, I want to say. Like, that's crazy. That is crazy to think about. And I'm not saying this from an egotistical standpoint. The reason I am pointing this out is because it is absolutely a drug, in a sense that that 1.3 million people have heard you and heard your voice. That is something that, as a species, has been inaccessible for most of our evolutionary existence. I mean, think about who are people out there in human history that have gotten to be on a platform in front of that many people. And now it's becoming more common than ever. Like, people make a TikTok that gets a couple million views. Millions of people know who you are in some capacity. Now, you can get into the whole thing with short form content versus long form, where short form, you're not really so much getting to know the creator. With long form, you start to build a little bit more of a relationship. Not to knock short form, but it's why I don't really do it that often. If anything, I just use it to advertise my long form videos. But it's absolutely something that is addicting. When you have that many people listening to you, starting to know you, when I have people come in this chat, and say, I saw your Hawaii Part 2 video and it was great. Like, it's incredible, but it absolutely can destroy you if you don't. You have to separate your self-worth from the content that you make. They have to be separate entities, which is such a hard thing to do when you're talking about personal stuff. I honestly was kind of fortunate where I had to learn this the hard way with music school, where you're playing as a musician. starts to become your identity. It's just to become the connections that you make, the relationships you have with professors, and the way that you perform on your instrument determines that. So if you perform badly, you start to think that you're a bad person. And it is just human to feel that way. And it's learning to separate those two entities. When I get yelled at a director in rehearsal because I messed something up, that's not them yelling at me personally. They're not attacking me as a personal person. They're upset with the sound that's coming out of my horn. That's different. It was a little bit easier to think of it that way, but to be completely honest, it's not just a night and day transition type thing. It takes time, and I am not perfect at it. Yeah, I'm not on I don't want people to think I am on a soapbox telling you how you should perceive these things, but I also do think that is the reason why I'm still doing YouTube, is because I'm able to separate those things. So when a video gets 2,000 views that I work really hard on, it sucks, but at the same time, I feel confident in my ability to make videos, and I feel confident that what I'm making is first for me, and that my self-worth is beyond the scope of just who perceives what I make. So I got deep there real quick, but Hyla says, I got like 3 million views on TikTok for walking around in a foam night suit I made with my butt in a wizard hat. Don't think the algorithm will ever do that again. No, yeah, it's like completely unpredictable, you know. That's pretty awesome though. Like good for you, man. I'm sure you know, like that feeling of people listening to you, watching you, and it's easier than ever with algorithms now to do that. That's not to take away from how difficult sometimes it can be, but it's doing it over and over, gain that consistency. That's the hard part for sure. Parker says, will you make a video on the Battlefield series? I'm going to write that down, actually. I've been thinking a lot about Battlefield 1 as of late. I miss playing Battlefield 1 quite a bit. So I'm going to write this down in a video ideas topic. I haven't played Battlefield, though, in a while. I kind of want to play the new one, but I haven't. But let me do this. Battlefield franchise. I don't know where exactly I go with it quite yet. It could maybe, yeah, I mean, you're getting brainstorming process live. It could fit into an umbrella of like talking about old school debates between categories of content. So Battlefield versus Call of Duty, Minecraft versus Terraria, and how those defined our childhoods in a way. Xbox versus PlayStation. I'm going to write this down. I think that would be kind of interesting to talk about. I'm not quite sure how, but I'll write it down as a separate note. Childhood debates. We'll do Xbox versus PS4, or Xbox versus PlayStation, I guess. Minecraft versus Terraria, ETYEC. Okay. Yeah. Good idea, Parker. Thank you for throwing that out there. Chippa says, I just bought Battlefield 6. Let's squad up this weekend. Oh, man. Okay, actually, it is a little tempting. Not gonna lie. It's kind of expensive, though. Like, kind of a pricey game. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. If you've ever heard of Inscription, that game would make one hell of a video essay. Inscription is on my list, but I don't remember what it's about. I just remember someone else suggesting it, and I wrote it down, and I never really looked into it much, but it is on the list for sure. The meaningless debates that defined us. Yeah, that's a good title for it already, you know? I think that could be a really interesting thing. Pine the Tree says it's like actors being typecast, talking about, yeah, like the conversation we had earlier. Yeah, for sure. So, all right, just going to take a break for a sec to say thank you, everybody who's here. The stream is, we're getting close probably to wrapping up here sooner than later. I know we haven't finished this building at all, but it is Friday night, and I do want to go hang out, enjoy my evening, and eat dinner. We made okay progress, but we got sidetracked quite a bit. So I think I'm going to focus on building just for the last little bit and answering your questions. I'm going to give us 15 to 30 minutes probably left, and then I'm going to probably head out. I realized that this chest is inaccessible. That's awesome. Can't you do something with like stairs? Here, I could just do this way. Yeah, thank you everybody for being here. I really appreciate it. Your kindness and participation goes a really long way. Before I started getting into streaming, I always worried that about who would actually like watch, you know? And you guys have I do not have that fear no longer. So thank you. You guys have consistently shown out every week when I do these streams, and I just really appreciate it. It's very kind. The fact that you guys take time out of your day to support me is pretty cool. So thank you. I really appreciate it. Links in the description if you want to support these streams further. Of course, donations are not required by any means. But the more monetary incentive that I have for this, the more that I can start dedicating hours of my schedule towards doing streams like this. Right now, my sole focus is school and making videos, because that's obviously I like making videos and people like watching my videos, but more so there's also the financial aspect too. So same thing with streams, like it's a business at the end of the day, and the more financial support that I get for things like this, the more that I can do them. I can start streaming multiple days in the week, stuff like that. But I am happy with the way things are. So of course it is not required by any means. Just want to throw it out there. Link in the description. Discord is also in the description, as well as my second channel, which is also down there. Just other ways that you can support me. So yeah, and just come talk with me on the Discord server. We have a great community over there. Chimpo's in the chat right now. He's our event coordinator, which we've got some events coming up for you guys soon. And just, yeah, I mean, right now we're having an event on the Minecraft server. That's why I'm building this shop, to make Spawn look prettier. So yeah, we've always got something going on. I promise you there's a place for you in this community. So yeah. All right, back to chat. Parker says you could also do something on the prices of video games and the greed in the gaming industry. Yeah, I think I'd be 1 in a million, but I definitely think it's something that could be talked about. Like, I was looking at, oh God, what game was it that just came out? It was like $80. I just saw it on the Xbox homepage. I'm like, there's no way I'm paying $80 for that. Like, just stuff that is just like egregious, you know? I second that. When you used to buy a game, you would just buy the game. No DLC, no microtransactions, no battle passes, just a game. Yeah, no, for sure. I always think of Halo. My friend is playing the BioShock series right now, and we talked about that too. It's like, you just have the game and it's quality. You know it's going to be quality. It doesn't need a bunch of updates to be fixed. We're definitely losing that. But Behind the Tree says, have a good night. You too. Thanks for stopping by. I've always wondered, at what point can content creation be a solo career? I'm assuming you mean like not doing it with other aspects. Oh, Chippo also says we have an event tomorrow. I forgot about that. So content creation being a solo career, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm not gonna get this done. I think we're gonna. I'm just gonna chat with you guys for the rest of this. I really want to keep working on this, but also like, I know, I know we're probably not gonna get very far. So let me add. Just throw down this barrel too and throw stuff in there. So, yeah, I would say for content creation, becoming a solo profession, right, or a solo career, usually the mark is 100,000 subscribers. That's like when you can comfortably say, this is my primary source of income and is very livable, like comfortably. That ranges very much so. It's really based on views. You can have 100,000 subscribers and get 1,000 views per video and really not be making that much money. You can have 20,000 subscribers and be hitting 1 million views every video and making more. It's important to remember too that shorts content pays less than long form videos. So shorts that you see, they get a couple million views, made like pennies versus a couple million views in a on a long form video can make thousands of dollars. So like it's all over the place. But I would say when you are consistently hitting probably 10,000 views a week, roughly, that's when you can start considering it. And it depends on all sorts of other factors too, what country you reside in, all that. But 10,000 for me personally, that's when I can start saying, you know what, this is something that I already do it full time because I'm building the channel. But like when I have a job one day after school and all that, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, do I do videos full time or do I do this job? 10,000 views a week, monetary stability is when you can start kind of considering it. But it takes a long time and it's different. Who knows what YouTube is going to be like then? And also there's a lot of risk involved with it too. YouTube is unfortunately one of those professions where you can be fired literally any day for something you didn't even do, because YouTube is run by, I don't even know, like lords. Like some of the YouTube is kind of incapable of doing a lot of things right. Like just look at the advertisers they let onto the platform for an example. I think I'm just gonna kind of ride around on my horse and hang out. I love my horse and my horse love me. And answer your guys' chats. But yeah, we're just gonna go on a comfortable little horse ride here on the server. But yeah, we do have an event happening on the Discord server tomorrow, so feel free to stop by for that. I forgot, Chimpo, what are we doing? I can't remember. I feel like we need to shout that out. I cannot remember right now. We are doing something though. I know that. Let's see here. Starry-Eyed Hermit says, started reading Annihilation in preparation to watch the vid. Can't wait. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I'm glad you're doing that. Just so you know too, there isn't too much spoilers in the video that I can think of. There's a little bit, but Loretta and I did a really good job trying to avoid spoiling the entire story. But I would recommend reading it first. You know, it's a great book. It's great, and it's not that long of a read. It's here, I can look right now. How many pages is this book? Rough, just under 200, like 192, 193. And like they're smaller pages. Like this is the anniversary edition. It honestly reads almost like it's just a short story, if you will. It's great. So, I don't doubt you've heard it before, but have you ever played Amori? No, I have not. Mainly asking because it's OST, just something else aside from the game being a masterpiece. Huh, Amori. What is it? What is it about, Grace? Chimpo's. I was thinking a build off. Oh, was it the? Oh, Chimpo, was it? Are you talking about like a Minecraft event, like we did a build off in Minecraft, or we actually go out into society and construct a building from the ground up? But Parker, that's a good question. I don't remember what time. But man, I totally okay. We might have dropped the ball a little on this event. I cannot remember. I got so caught up with these live streams and stuff. Ooh, where does this path go? Fishing spot. I'll check it out. But yeah, yeah, I'm not quite sure. Ooh, this is nice down here. Check this out. Someone made this cute little hut. This is awesome. Wow, I think I'm gonna do some fishing. Oh wow, hardcore fishing. There, just what's it? What's in the chest? Nothing. All right, we're gonna do some fishing. We're gonna hang out. Mending book. Chimpa says I dropped the ball for real. Probably close to 5-6 p.m. MST. Yeah. That's fine. We'll figure it out. And honestly, like if we can probably keep it low key and just do something on the server. And that way, like there's not as much pressure for people to show up. Some of our events obviously require more participation than others. But yeah, I think think that's a smart idea. This is nice. Where's my horse? What? Where did he go? Oh, pufferfish. Where's my horse? Chat. What happened to my horse? He's gone. Hello? Did you walk into the cave? What? Where'd the horse go? Oh my goodness. Get back over here. This is what I'm talking about. These horses just like wander off. I don't know why Minecraft has it. Mojang needs to really fix that. Okay. That is annoying. Okay. Where were we? Fishing. So, just hanging out. Oh, Chimpa, you're right. We could do a court case. For those of you who don't know, on this Minecraft server, we have a court with a courtroom, and we put people on trial all the time. And I think Chimpo's going on trial soon, if I remember. Or maybe it's Neon. Someone's going on trial. But yeah, we could do that. Chimpo, I would maybe say we should probably get an announcement out like tonight about that. If you have time, we should definitely do that so that we can gauge who can be there. Because I totally forgot. So yeah, it came up quick. October's been a weird month. I feel like I haven't had that much time to like appreciate the spookiness of October. Like I wrote the Fear of Fungus video and like that was great. That was my spooky vibe. But like watching horror movies and stuff, I haven't really done much of that. So I don't know. Neon's on trial for felony rage baiting in the 1st degree. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Those court trials are always fun. I have one recorded that I've been meaning to put on the 2nd channel that I just haven't. That's from the 1st season of this Minecraft server, which by the way, for those of you interested, this server is available for both Java and Bedrock players. You can find information on our Discord server, link in the description if you want to play. Anybody's welcome. It's a Hermitcraft style SMP basically. So right now we're trying to build a shopping district and kick things off. The server kind of had a lull with school starting and everyone getting busy, but now things are picking up again. So yeah, there's always people online hanging out, crashing out, if you will, like Weenie. But yeah, I'm enjoying this fishing. This is nice. You should check out the finished courthouse and back rooms. Sure, I'll do that. I'll catch one more fish and then I'll head back. Nice fishing spot to whoever made this. Oh, spare rods. That's funny. Whoops. It's also not necessarily a horror. Like I said, hard to explain. Yeah, no, like, I don't know. If you're referencing the video that I made, yes, I agree. Like, it's something different, you know? What rods are these? Oh, these are not bad. There's a tripwire hook. All right, I'm going to leave these fish for someone. You can come have those fish if you want. FCP autograph fish. All right. We're going to head back to the courthouse. I love, by the way, the Distant Horizons mod. Oh, I could use one of these. Put that in the shop. But like Distant Horizons makes this so pretty. It's just, oh my gosh. I love our server. It's really coming together and just turned into something really special. Every server has a unique identity, every like Minecraft world, and this one in particular has been one of my favorites. I loved our last one too, but yeah, like what's going on here with Figron? I don't know. Their base, like crazy. Some cool stuff happening. Signs all over the place. I don't even know what's happening out here yet. It's just like structures. What is this? Built by Chaos Dementia. Incredible. What is this? Merchant Hall. Work in progress. But yeah, there's just this history on this server and it's cool. Like these goddamn bamboo. It's so annoying. Well, I'm going to go eat a marshmallow. I'll drop a sub. Thanks for streaming, Mr. SA Man. Well, thank you for stopping by, host. I appreciate it. I hope you have a good rest of your evening. Enjoy eating your marshmallow. I'll take one of those too, if you don't mind. And yeah, seriously though, thanks for stopping by and asking questions and just hanging out. Happy to do it. So appreciate it. My goal honestly is for these streams to be pretty chill. I feel like most of the content we consume these days is very in your face. And I don't know, I think especially on streams, like it feels like if you want to be a big live streamer these days, you got to just be screaming all the time. And maybe that's not entirely true. I mean, you know, I shouldn't necessarily make that general of a statement, but also like I think streams like this are much needed and just how chaotic this world is, you know? So I hope that this is always a place for people to just come hang out, chill, just like enjoy the vibes, ask questions, and I'll try to answer them the best I can. This is the courthouse that Chimpo built, which is absolutely beautiful. Like this view, oh my goodness, so gorgeous. We have a really, really pretty valley here on the server, which Hogwarts is making it look a little uglier, but that's okay. It's a big project. The Honorable Mr. Fort Collins Productions Courthouse. No armor or weapons allowed on the premises. Who's gonna stop me, Chimpo? Oh, Chimpo. Oh, I'm proud of you. Okay. Have some commands put in here. Nice. So that didn't used to be a thing. We had people griefing our courthouse all the time. That's smart though. I really like that idea. But nice. Okay. So yeah, we just make everyone go through the entrance. So is this? Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. Condemning holding cell. What is going on? Oh no, I set my spawn in here. Not what I wanted to do. Oh no. Very cool. I don't want to set my spawn in here. Okay, Chippo, this might be a roundabout problem, but it's fine. There we go. So, I want to figure out this. One-way backrooms teleporter. No return teleporter. Use at your own risk. I like that it's like an electric chair. Let me just check out. These are the judges' quarters. Very pretty. Very pretty. Like it. Need to add some books here. We can do case files. Oh, that'll be cool. Starry-Eyed Hermit says, I've got 2 chapters left, so it's been a nice, easy read. Oh, yeah. You're definitely close to being done with Annihilation then. And it's so good. What is this? The jury deliberation room. This water jug is impressive. This is pretty good. I like it. That's pretty awesome. Nice. Okay. All right. Let's use this electric chair. Chimpo, seriously, nice job on this build. This looks great. All right. Oh God. Ah, yes, the exit. Oh. You can hit paintings off the wall in adventure mode? And then you can't place them back? That's interesting. Oh no, my bad. I just immediately broke the back rooms. That, okay. Hold on. I'll fix it. Oh man, my bad. Yes, I know I'm cheating, but I need to make this symmetrical. Seriously? Oh my God. That's really annoying. I would really like to just... Why is this not giving me the full-size painting that I want to do? That's really annoying. Oh, my bad, Chimpo. My bad. Okay, Chimpo, I'm gonna put, Can I do... Wait. This might work. If I do this... No. Oh my God. Well, this is brutal. My bad, Chimpo. Yep. We'll just, yep. My bad. So we'll just, walk around here in the back rooms and try not to break anything else. No, Grace. Do not bring up the good ending. Bad. Chimpo, this is incredible, though. Though. This is awesome. You even had bubbles in it? Wow, this is really well done. Oh, yeah. Oh, oh, man. And the pool liminal space. Oh, my God. Hate that. Hate that. Oh, Chimpo, this is great. This is so good. Yeah, you did a really, really nice job on this. Sorry for breaking all your stuff. Oh, yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to be here. So when we put someone here, they just can never leave. Nice. Very fun. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do actually. Blindness? No. How do I get I don't want to show off where the back rooms is. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna switch to my full camera. So you guys, you don't get to see where the back rooms is, so you can't break your friends out. It's a secret. It's a secret. It's a super secret. I gotta fly around to figure out where we are. Okay. Alright. We'll go over here. And I'm just gonna pop down right by my horse, actually. That's what I'm gonna do. I know, you guys don't get to see. And bam, 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 bam. Oh, look at that, my horse. Wow. Yeah, you guys don't get to see where the back rooms is, sorry. Okay, I'm gonna head back to my base, and then I think we're gonna call it an evening. So get in your last second questions if you have them. I want to thank everyone for being here. I mean, I've had so much fun just talking with you guys tonight. I really am enjoying the streaming stuff. It's been a lot of fun. It's a really good feeling. Oh, I need to put my flower in there. I can't forget that. Can't forget the flower. But yeah, thank you guys so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I'm very thankful. Why can't I? Oh my God! It's because that's so annoying. That is so annoying. Okay, we'll just put those in the chest for now. But yeah, I'm hoping to do more stuff like this in the future. I need to play Deltarune, so next Friday's stream, I don't know if it's gonna happen or not. I know I have a conflict, so be on the lookout for it happening on a different day. Might happen over the weekend, maybe. Not quite sure yet, though. So be on the lookout for that. And I'm trying to think of any other announcements. Oh, we have a Discord event happening tomorrow, so if you make sure you check that out. It looks like we're having a little bit of a chill Minecraft event in some capacity. Emperor Respecius is asking a lot, which I suppose that'll be the last thing I show you guys. It's down here. There's this cave that appeared under Chimpo and I's base that you can open. And in it, we have a chamber. The End Trials. Emperor Respecius is hopeful with all our progress. Our current mission is to revitalize Spawn, and our judgment will take place on Friday, October 31st, Halloween night. So, I'm just going to read this real quick, just before I log off here. Emperor Respecius, the god of nostalgia, has frowned upon our humble Minecraft server, weeping at its dismal state. In his time, Minecraft servers were a great nexus of creativity and community, and ours has failed to meet expectation. In his anger, he has sealed us out of the end dimension, locking us out from those great gifts of flight and fancy, that sweet, tender song of the universe we all hold close. But all is not yet over. Emperor Respecius has struck a deal with Fort Collins Productions that if we can prove our community's worth its destiny, the end shall be unsealed for all players. Emperor Respecius has demanded a renaissance. The god of nostalgia will issue his demands periodically, demands to improve and revitalize this fledgling server into the greatness it is so easily capable of. Meet his demands, and great fortune awaits. Fail him, and misery will befall these lands. Don't ask me what that misery is going to look like, because I have no idea. But that's why I'm contributing to Spawn. Like, I don't want to find out. And also, I want my Elytra. I'm waiting. Oh my God. That is... I forgot that song is, like, in the game now. Oh, man. God, that is so annoying. I can't believe the Minecraft movie happened. I'm gonna be completely honest. All right, horse is locked up. Now we're gonna go in. I'm gonna sleep and then call it good. So, thank you everybody for being here. I really appreciate it. We've had a very consistent viewer base, literally every single one of these videos. So keep supporting them, keep doing your thing. I greatly appreciate it. If you want to see more streams during the week, and like multiple streams a week, all that, consider donating. If you want to be involved more with what's happening behind the scenes, talk with me, all that, join the Discord server. I might as well shout out to, I have a coffee page where coffee is one of my favorite platforms ever because all of the proceeds that you guys are donating, coffee only takes like 5% or something ridiculous for their company, which is so low. The reason I do that isn't just so I can get more money in my pocket. The reason I chose coffee is because every dollar that you donate towards me, I want the maximum amount of that dollar to go directly towards the channel rather than into the big company that I'm using, you know? So like for instance on YouTube, I could have memberships set up, but the problem is that you donate $3 on YouTube, like $2 is going to go towards YouTube. And like it's just a huge chunk. And if you're watching YouTube on mobile, that means that the Apple App Store gets a cut, which means that I get like 30 cents and Apple gets $1 and YouTube gets like $2. Like it's insane. So coffee is a great way to directly support the channel. All the money that I get from coffee and my merch sales, I put directly back into the channel. It helps pay for subscriptions to music licensing. It helps pay for my Adobe products, which God, I hate having to do that, but that's another can of worms. It helps me get games for future live streams. It helps me keep my computer functioning and all that. And it's just a great way to support this channel directly. So, honestly, in my opinion, the more that I can try and, get monetary support through those means rather than ad revenue expands my creative boundaries. And that way I don't have to just be playing the copyright game constantly and giving YouTube what they want, because I really hate doing that. But unfortunately, I have no choice. So thank you guys very much for being here. I really appreciate it. Check out those links in the description. I do not have any more questions to answer, so we're going to call it there. I am now going to eat food because I am hungry. But yeah, join the server if you're interested. I really appreciate it. Let me switch this over to camera mode so I can look you in the eye and say, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. You guys are the best. This was such a fun night. Go enjoy your evening. Have a great weekend. Maybe see you tomorrow. Maybe not. Whatever. Probably see you next week for another stream. We'll see what we're doing. If you want to choose what I'm doing for that next stream, by the way, check out the Discord because you will have some say. But thank you guys for the great evening. I really appreciate it. And I will talk to you all later. Have a good night, Grace. Have a good night, Chimpo, and everyone else that's here. Appreciate it. Love you guys. See you soon. Adios.